Good evening, good evening. Give me a second, just waking up here. It's like midnight my time, but I got a crazy text from Sally. She said Christmas came early for the Young, Hung, and Ragdoll users. So I just took a look at the balance patch for the end of the year, and I only got to ask one question to come to us.
Is this an out of season April Fool's joke?
What's going on, everybody? It's Childish, and I'm tired, but I'm back at it again. It's time to talk about literally the craziest balance patch ever in the history of Summoner's War. A couple of predictions have been made by the community, and it's finally time to talk about it. If you guys haven't seen, the season for RTA is ending in about 4 days, and we haven't received a balance patch in quite some time, so it looks like they have decided to literally dedicate one balance patch to the improvement or the balancing, you could say, of RTA. So honestly, guys, I briefed through it relatively quickly. Again, it's super late. I'm like all over the place right now. I'm on pain meds. Like I'm not even like coherent to an extent here. So we're just going to try our very best to get through this together because this is by far the craziest thing I've ever seen. Okay, first up, Light Sky Dancer. Press F to pay respects, okay? Cooldown time got reduced from 4 to 5 turns. This, to me, wasn't a really big deal. I believe Young Hong is still going to be OP, but this helps out just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and take it any way we can. Again, the spark of this whole balance patch stemmed from this actual change that you guys see. The Dark Dragon Knight, the 2 for 2, actually came a couple of weeks early. I think this is something that Drew Bagel talked on this channel. Seeing this before it got launched, he contacted Conto and said, hey, just want to let you know this is going on. And then all of a sudden you see it reverted. So it's like, whoa. And I said on our last Educate and Dominate, if they happen to change Ragdoll this way, what other things are they going to change, right? So again, like I said, it's all here. Like everything has aligned and we're finally going to get a crazy balance update here. So Wind Desert Queen, super OP originally, has the 2-turn sleep with a 75% attack bar reduction. Now only resets the attack bar of the enemy, which I still think is great, and reduces the attack bar by 30%. So for all those Hathor users, yes, this is a pretty big change, but it's not going to be detrimental to your Gani Hathor comp here. So just go ahead and take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. Don't you even worry about that, all right? Now, Dragon Stance, this is where everything just makes perfect sense because, as you guys know, the Water and Light Panda are probably one of the weakest pandas out there today, right? Kappa. So each strike has a 50% chance to remove a beneficial effect and stun him for 1 turn, right? That's how it's always been, right? And I believe it improves a little bit after you upgrade it here. But now the third attack removes beneficial effects and stuns him for 1 turn with a 25% chance. So if you happen to be Molong or a Tian Link owner and you were super lucky, right, on the first couple of hits, now you got even a better chance to go ahead and basically just reset everything, right? Just strip it, stun it, and lock it down. So why did they make this change? I have no idea. Maybe they felt bad for the Tian Lang users that don't really have all too much outside of what, because Molong has Reckless Assault. What does Tian Lang have, right? But I don't know. I have no idea. But honestly, guys, that doesn't mean anything right now. The Water and Light Panda Warrior is like on the bottom end of the priority list when it comes to the Fire Panda. Watch out, everybody. Here it comes. The Fire Panda is about to shake things up in 2019. Season 8. Is that right? Season 8? I don't even know what season it is. But apparently, they felt the need to increase some serious damage on a unit that's based on defense that has a first skill attack scaling. So this is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Oh, okay. Here we go. Shout out to JMac one time. He's one of the 3 Dark Panda Warrior owners out there. So let's take a look at his skills. The things that he's going to be using next RTA season. Before it attacks all the enemies, decreasing their attack power, and casts a shield on itself equivalent to 20% of the inflicted damage for 3 turns. Okay, and then this damage is increased by 50% if the skill is on cooldown. Now, afterwards, it's going to decrease the incoming damage by 35% and increases the damage dealt if the enemy has lower attack power than yours. So he can improve the damage if the enemy has lower attack power. So this is kind of interesting. Does this mean that you you can go maybe you can kind of build it a little bit tanky, but still have a high critical rate, critical damage, so that you can get the benefit of 50% attack. I mean, essentially, this is kind of weird about that, right? Because a two slot, right? Two slot rune. Am I thinking about this right? Two slot rune attack percentage 62%, right? So it's almost like its own extra rune per se. I don't even know if I'm understanding this right. You guys could have to correct me in the chat down below, but you have this ability that's going to improve damage if your attack is lower than yours. So essentially it's saying if you build it more of a hybrid, you will still get the benefits of an attack, right? Is that what it's saying? And then recovers 30%, recovers the HP by 30% of the damage dealt with every attack during your turn. And it's a passive here to all the hits there. And of course, remember that his other skills are attack scaling. So that is going to be interesting. Like, legit, like JMac is probably jumping up right now as if he pulled a Tian Lang right now. Because this definitely changes the possibility of people potentially using this one. This is really going to be interesting. Now, the Fire Fairy King Serenity, right? Removes the beneficial effect with a 30% chance on each side. Now increases the chances increase the chances to land a Glanted for 2 turns with a 30% chance. Now, wow, dude. Wow. I might this video might get broken up a little bit just to take a deep breather because there's so many changes getting made. Like you guys do know. I don't even need to preach. Like, let's just take a minute to soak it up right now. Like, how many times, how many posts have we been making? How many videos have we been making on making changes that can truly impact the game in a serious way? And they literally did it. They literally did it. I mean, they looked at some of the strongest units in the game and, changed things in their eyes to make it a little more balanced. I mean, and without a doubt, the Fairy Kings, again, press F to pay respects in the chat. Like, when Fairy King had everything, right? It was literally like 3 dragons in one, right? And so now they took away the stripping ability. The one thing that has that I feel has like lost all my matches in RTA, right? They get that strip, and then they get the violent proc, and then they get the reset on my only immunity unit for the win. GG, and that's it. They can use their crowd control. It's over. Oh my god, all the memories are flashing in my head. This is something else here. I don't even know what to say right now. Okay. So, hey, but you guys get a glancing debuff, right? So it's whatever. You guys get glancing. It's nice. Glancing in RTA. Here it comes, okay? It's not just for those Yahoo Skydance users. Now we're going to have Skydancer users and Fire Fairy King users. All right. Next one up, Fire Fairy King Hellfire. Let's take a look. Decreases the HP of you and the enemy target. Everybody knows this one. 50% of each stress. Inflicts great damage and creates a shield that's 30% of the inflicted damage for 3 turns afterwards, right? Now it removes all harmful effects granted on the enemy, so it has like a segment ability, right? But it seems like it's guaranteed. Decreases the HP of yourself and the enemy target, and obviously if it's a boss, it does that too. Inflicts great damage and creates a shield that is, creates a shield that is 50% of the inflicted damage for 3 turns. So, well. Okay, so I do feel that they did it. Like, they did it. They made him useful for even more useful for TOA. They made him even stronger for PvP. I can see people, especially with aggressive comms that are trying to snipe somebody real quick. They could do it right now with a little bit more survivability, and so I don't know what to say. Like, they did it. I mean, could there have been more changes to have a little bit more impact? Maybe make it a little bit more versatile. Maybe a little bit more utility for the rest of the day. It's okay. Like, they made a substantial change to really impact how this unit is played in PvP. And so, incoming, I just want to apologize in advance. Okay. For everybody that's watching out there, incoming 52 Daphnis videos. How to rune Daphnis, how to use Daphnis for TOA, how to excel with Daphnis in the G3 meta. Okay, it's coming. Like, it's already here. All right. Wind Paladin, let's see, decreases the chance of, so increases the chance of the allies being granted with harmful effects. That's a dark one. Okay, so that is a nice change, but again, 3 users out there. That's not, no one cares about that one, right? Wind Paladin decreases the attack bar by 35% and decreases with the 100% chance here. So, oh, so yeah, decrease attack bar. Sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. Sorry, I just kind of spaced out. You know what I'm gonna do? Just because I love my epic fails. Let me turn on my Ghetto Fabulous light right here, so you guys can see some premium face cam action here. Okay, like this is where we're at right now. It's midnight. Like I'm not even. We're just all over the place right now. Okay, no edits right now. Okay, let's get back to it. Water Hell Lady Eternal Scar does destroy the enemy's max by 50% to inflict damage. Now its enemy's max HP by the amount of the damage inflicted by the second attack. And the inflicted damage is increased by 8%. So it seems to be that we're going to be getting a little bit more DPS, and it's going to make it just a little bit stronger. So this should be interesting here. So really nice change on the Water and Light Monkey King here. As you guys saw, the attacks all enemies and decrease the attack bar by 30%. Absorbs the attack bar when it has an under harmful effect. So, you know, if you lead off, if you were playing around with the cleave comp, lead it off with the Galleon, you could essentially hit them hard, you know, with your attack buff and their defense break. And then if they have the defense break, you regain the attack bar so you can follow through with some extra damage. Or now, they basically turned it into like kind of an Ethna mechanic where if you do something, like instead of critting, if you stun them, you gain the attack bar here, so you can essentially not only cycle your attack bar with this unit, but it basically put it in line with Ethna. Now Ethna, if you want to go high crit and cycle the turns, like you're good. Like with this unit here, with the water based unit, if you need a unit that can turn skills and provide some RNG with its second skill, it's not a guaranteed stun, right? We'll have to see what happens when you max out the skill. Maybe the improvement of that. I don't even know. But, you know, the accuracy resistance check will still have to come into play. That's just the activation rate here. But legit, like, Monkey King is back in the meta. Like, Monkey King is by far in the meta. Now, mind you, I've seen a couple people play. Of course, YDCB plays it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a decent choice. Not just for the fact that you have the chance to cycle turns. I mean, the big thing is the stun mechanic. You got stun mechanics. You got strips with this unit. You got options. You got a lot of options here. So, speaking of trying to bring units back in the meta, right? We got the Fire Beast Monk here. Crushing Blow with the amazing continuous damage for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Probably one of the reasons why everyone built this one, right? Mind you. Now it has a remove beneficial effect granted on target with the 100% chance. So, they are trying to squeeze in... They're trying to squeeze in the Fire Beast Monk, I'm guessing, in the RTA meta, which I don't think it's gonna do well, since the fact that it's, you know, HP scaling, it's gonna lose HP. I don't know, but let's just say when it comes to Guild Wars and Siege, for all of you guys that used it alongside with me in 2014 through 2016, right? And then you derune them because you got all these other premium, you know, triple S tier RTA units. Now you get to come back with me to play with Kumar in RTA. Mind you, it was still an amazing unit, but now they just made it like a contender. You know what I'm saying? So pretty interesting. And if that wasn't enough, like I feel like this next buff here just got a buff that's like more in line with like a light and dark. It has a 75% chance to silence the target for 2 turns. Like legit, this is going to be back easily on Guild War defense. Okay. And then it's going to, it's definitely going to be using Guild War offense. Like I can just flat out, I can see right now. I mean, for those of you guys that have seen so many like Sierra Iris, you know, Rika compositions or Perna compositions, whatnot, like this is now a legitimate option as a fire unit to throw in there for some RNG right now, because this just has it all. I mean, you can strip, you can silence, you can do so much here. Let's give, oh my goodness, what was I gonna say? Let's give a shout out to Mystery Hunt real quick. If you guys haven't checked it out, okay, we did a video, an Educate Numbered video, talking about the 6 or 7 monsters that we wanted to see change in the meta. And he made some changes that were pretty outrageous, right? And some people were just like, I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, there's no way they do that. He actually recommended in his video, he said that he would like to see the Sea Emperors, okay, the Wind, Water, and Light, have their silence for 1 turn turn into a 2 turn to have a little bit more of an impact and make it more viable. to make people choose Triton over Tiana when picking, in the pick and ban phase. They did it. They put in the 2-turn sleep. I cannot even believe it. It's there. It's I don't even know what to say. Like I can't even keep my composure. I can't imagine any YouTuber like playing it straight like, oh yeah, this is just a typical balance patch. No big deal. Like we're supposed to be like ready to come at you with like all the memes and everything, but we can't. We can't do it because this is just so on point, right? This is so on point. Light Dragon, added effects, redistributes HP of all allies, excluding the bosses before inflicting damage. Okay. Well, again, is it the change that he needed? Meh. But it was a change for the better. Like you can tell Comtos is very, very heavily looking to change most of the stuff, when it comes to RTA. So I don't see Light Dragon going anywhere. And for all the pay-to-win players, I don't see them, busting out the Light Dragon. But hey, it is pretty interesting to say the least here. Wind Phoenix, though, honestly, I'm pretty... This one, I don't know if this one shocks me more than the Molong, but it's right up there. It gives you an added effect. Increase the attack bar by 20% per defeated enemy. So not only does it have the chance to reset its third skill, but if you kill a unit, you're going to get that attack bar quite a bit here. So honestly, if there was one thing to criticize on this thing, maybe will that be it? Will the Wind Phoenix be it? Will it be over Molong? This is interesting because obviously this is not going to have a like a crazy impact PvP wise per se, but this like, for those of you guys that have a Wind Phoenix, right? This is going to be interesting for PvP. Maybe it won't too, because if you guys have a well-built Phoenix, well-built test shard, regardless if you get the you're gonna be killing those units in GB10 really quick. So this is, I don't really know what their intention was on this one. I I really don't. It's not something they play around with PvP because there's not enough units to increase your attack bar fully. I mean, maybe they just want to see people break some new thresholds in TOA speedruns. I have no idea. This is going to be interesting. So that's all I got with that. So Fire Pioneer, this is one of the units I've had forever, in addition to Leo, that I just never scoped up because outside of stripping it, I just didn't have any other intention to use it for, right? So now the sleeve attack, instead of you recover 5% HP for every beneficial effect removed, you decrease the enemy's attack bar by 15% per beneficial effect removed from each enemy. So again, guys, they are trying to really incorporate a lot more units in the RTA, and they've definitely done that. This kind of puts Chibu on that pedestal of Triton, right up there in line with Triton. Even though it's not a guaranteed strip, he now has the potential to strip if you have beneficial effects. And of course, a lot of people use will, so that's going to be definitely a strong thing. Or if they are bringing in some kind of a first turn immunity buffer, a Wusa per se, or a Beta or something like that, it has two beneficial effects. You now have the opportunity to even reduce that much more, which is going to be nice. So again, shouts out to Comptos. You look at these units and you're like, man, I don't even know how I would change it, but you can tell. Again, we're going to put them on blast right now. You can tell that they have been paying close attention to the user opinions for the first time in 3 years. This is crazy. This line here actually makes sense. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see all the memes that are going to come out now. This is crazy. Oh my god, I'm just trying to keep myself composed here. This is unbelievable. Okay, so Water Polo Queen freezes for 1 turn. What's that, for the first go? Oh, no. With the third skill, has a chance to freeze. Okay, we'll take that. Didn't need it, but we'll take it. Fire Captain instantly gains another turn if you set off a bomb, which is really, really nice. This kind of gives people a reason to mess around with it. Like, I can see... shouts out to Shambi. Shambi has a 6-star Fire Power Captain. We're going to see some Guild War videos on him. Like, that actually looks pretty fun to use. I mean, if I had more bombers, I'd definitely play around with it. So, Fire Mermaid, if your added effect on Burning Hearts, if your HP is 50% or lower, stuns the enemy from 1 turn to 2 turns. So this will definitely play a role in Guild War and Siege, but I can see people messing around with this in RTA. I think I always thought that the Fire Mermaids had a pretty interesting kit if you didn't have specific Nat 5s that have different types of counterparts to this unit here, but It'll be interesting to see how it gets played out here. So, whoa, this is interesting here. The skill modification, Watermaid Song of the Signs got changed to a passive skill. Before it used to sing an irresistible song that seduces the enemies and puts them into sleep for one turn. Now, it reduces the time of all harmful effects except invisibility effects granted our allies for one turn, and recovers the ally with the lowest HP status by 10% every turn. So wow, they are really trying to get that Water Mermaid back in. Now this change, as you guys already know, they basically went to their data. Okay, they went to their data and they saw to themselves like, which unit has one of the lowest used rates out of the main, 3 elements here? Water Mermaid, for sure, out of the Nat4 category. And so they're like, what can we do to change it? Let's throw in a passive. Let's give it a heal. Let's give it a Darien heal, right? Or an Iris heal. Let's let it extend, reduce. But I mean, this is interesting. This is just a water unit, but it just went from C tier to like what, A tier? I don't even know. Maybe even higher. We'll have to see. Okay, Fire Lamp Vampire Light here. Attacks 1 time, so attacks 2 times. The total damage remains the same, which I gotta give a shout out to them. This is the second skill for the Fire Vampire, and this is an argument that people made. They didn't want to scale up the Fire Vampire because the second skill was a 1-turn hit, so now you lost a little bit of value from that attack bar improvement. So that's pretty good. It's not gonna make any change for the Vampire outside of the Noble Agreement. Is that the same one that I know the second skill can stun for the Light Vampire? So does that mean it got 2 chances to stun now with a higher chance on that? So I think it just made the Light Vampire, it made both of them really, really strong. So we'll take it here. Now, the next one's the Water Vampire here. Attacks with a group of bats. Damage increases. Let's win it. Attacks all enemies up to 5 times. Depending on your HP status, the damage also increases as the HP enemy status decreases. So each hit that you do, the more the damage goes up a little bit. So are we going to see this in RTA? No, because Commodores gave us 30 other units to go ahead and play with, right? Let's just keep it real. But I'm sure somebody will have some fun. Probably, I think Jubega probably already has a video made on this one, or it's already 6-star this one. If not him, Sean B, or YDCB, they probably got one here. So get excited. There'll be a video down the road here. So Wind Undine gets an improvement on the Spirit's Blessing. Again, Wind Undine, a really good unit there that kind of got left on the sideline because so many other units kind of came into play. Has the immunity, has the cleanse, has the reset, but I mean, making the heal 30% like makes me want to prioritize even better runes and incorporate this as a possibility for RTA. Because as you guys know, with my strategy, I'm generally running double immunity because I just don't have other units that allow me to get more aggressive. So this now gives me a reason to actually prioritize her runes because I like the change on this unit. And the additional options that she gives, by means like the cooldown reset that generally I did not have, now gives me a more reason when I'm going after those Vanessas, those Trianas, those Pernas. So I'm actually pretty excited to try to incorporate this one in RTA. Let's see. Wind and Dark Epicon Priest. So extended time of beneficial effects ensures the time of harmful effects recovers HP of all allies. Now it extends the time of beneficial effects, ensures the time of harmful effects on all allies, and recovers it to HP. Okay, so the recovery amount is 5% per harmful. Okay, so the more harmful effects or beneficial effects, the better the recovery amount, which is okay. So check this out. Is Chloe going to make a comeback in 2018, turning down Fnatic from 8 turns to 7 turns, which honestly, I'm really surprised that they haven't done this earlier with all the random like +1 changes, because this is where we're at right now. These are all the +1s, okay? These are the honorable mentions. These are the units that nobody cares about. They just had to throw it in there just to make a couple of changes. Like this is a fluff. This is a little bit of the fluff, okay? Let's see. So obviously it's not going to make any change on my end, but I technically use Chloe in a couple of siege offense comps, so it'll just help out a little bit more if I get in trouble, right? Let's see here. Wind in champion with the Spirit Charge, a little improvement on the continuous damage. Okay, we'll take it. Flamethrower, added effect, continuous damage for 2 turns to 3 turns. If you get a critical hit, I think that one has its attack is a little bit more RNG, so it's whatever. Gotta give a shout out to the Swatter Imp champion for all those hits that we attempted to get the ignore defense, but we didn't. Now, if we miss the ignore defense, we can still get the dot here. So this improves the viability of it for DB10. You're definitely going to see more people throw around this. If they don't have the twins, they don't have other like better options or whatnot. This actually adds a little bit more viability. So, you know, shouts out to Comptos for that. Shining Spear, let's see, recovers the afflicted damage, gets another turn immediately. And this one now attacks the enemy and creates a shield proportional to the damage dealt for 3 turns, gets another turn if you get a critical hit. Okay, pretty interesting. Let's see here. And the Dark Champion, this one has a Spear Shower. Yeah, kind of like the Fire one has like a little bit of RNG there, but now it's a little bit more reliable if you can get a critical hit. So that's interesting here. So let's take a look here. They wanted to improve the skill description improvement on CR, but outside of that, honestly, everything's pretty much locked down here. I don't want to go into anything else because that's just too much for us to handle. So again, I'll let you guys read the bottom one. Generally, we would say, hey, let's talk about the ones to watch, but we can't even make a video on that because literally like every single unit is the ones to watch, guys. So I'm going to just stop the video right now. Let me get your thoughts on this balance patch update. Is it going to be the craziest balance patch of all time? Obviously, but what is the one thing that just shocked you to no end? Was it the fact that they let on with units that we've been preaching to change or make an improvement or nerf for quite some time? Is it the fact that Molong essentially got maybe not so much nerf, but an improvement, despite the fact that it's considered one of the strongest, units in the game? Or is it the fact that everybody and their mom is now going to have the chance to play around with all 17 of their Daphneses that have been in their monster storage for the past 2 to 3 years here? Let me know what's the biggest take from this monster balance patch. I'm literally going to wake up tomorrow and check out every single one of your comments, guys. So again, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, your Childish Plays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.